I was working this time, and when I was going home, I heard already there is such a bridge who divided, actually not divided, was this bridge, and I heard some noise, and I heard them some crying, and I couldn't understand what was going on. And it's my mother, we don't have any more synagogues, nothing like that. So my mother used to go almost every once a week on Thursday, she used to go in cemetery to pray. After they took my father, and it was already when Germans were there too. And I said to my sister, please don't let Mama go today, because it was like a rainy day. I know we have full 4 seasons in Poland. And when I came home and I opened the door, and my sister, I said, the first thing I said, where's Mama? So she said, I couldn't keep her home. So I ran over, but I heard the noise. And I was begging them to let me go down to the cellar to see. They will kill you there. I said, who cares? Just let me go, I want to see my mother. And for the longest time, it seemed to me that I heard her screaming and crying.
From the cellar?
From the cellar. And I was not able to go. I was just staying, and each time he used to see me still staying, he said, run away from here, Dad will kill you. I said, I'm not asking you what they will do with me. I figured out, whatever they would say, this time I was brave, I didn't care. Just let me go and see her. Couldn't. And then I was very sick after this incident, and my brother-in-law was helping me. Then this ghetto time, then this Janowska concentration camp, and then I'm putting in a row and they're killing everybody, and I don't know what happened to me exactly.
You said a lot of things very quickly just now, and it's really important to get a sense of you.
My brother-in-law decided, being he had some connection with the Polish people too, to send away my sister and my little niece, who is 4 years old this time, away, maybe to a safe side, because they would, let's say they have order to make the action, and it takes, let's 2 weeks, and this amount of Jews are killed or taken to camps, but we don't know what happened to them at all. And then we're going to a different city. So supposedly somebody told him that this city is a little bit more free, it's a little bit better, or this place, whatever. And he sent them there. I never saw her anymore. It was concentration camp. But concentration camp who didn't have gas chambers, but they are very good with killing. Any little things is killed, to be killed. And for instance, if you are supposed to wear a scar, let's say, I don't remember exactly, but they were like 3, maybe 2 months something, we have to wear a star, with armband and this. I was taking chances all the time,
In the camp?
No. And I knew we are not very far from Romania. I got to Romania. It's another story. It's the middle of the night, and the last moment, it's New Year Eve. I figured out this is the best time for me to run. The snow is so high. The man from the station knew me because I used to come every day to pick up the mail for the Germans, for the office. But they were all drunk, And but you cannot get on this train because this train is taking only soldiers, but no civilian. I don't want to hear what he's saying. I don't hear what he's telling me. And while he's talking, the train comes by. And when the train comes by, I see the soldiers, it is a very small station, so they're not going to stay too long. And they want to stretch their legs or whatever. And I said to myself, oh my God, what I am doing to it? Shall I run? But they can run after me better than I can run. No, stay still. And I was moving close to wanted to get in, so they wouldn't let me in. And then I see an officer, high-rank officer, and he walks over to me and said, what are you doing in the middle of the New Year, middle of New Year, and at night? I said, my aunt is very sick on the other side in Romania. And she sent me a note. She raised me, and she wouldn't be able to die peacefully if I wouldn't see her. I have to get on this train. So he listened, and he said, okay, go.
Did you just make that up?
I made it up.
You didn't think ahead of time?
No, on the spur of a moment, on the spur of a moment. I remember like today, and he said, she's going with me. For goodness sake, I have nobody there. I have no end. What I am going to do? How will I get rid of him? And I look at him, and I said, you were wonderful to me, but now I have one more big favor to ask you. I am coming from a very traditional family, and if they will be seeing me with a young, handsome, what's true, he was handsome, with their outfits, boots and so on, officer in the middle of the night of New Year, my opinion will be just, nobody from the family will want to look at me anymore. So it's not only I will lose my aunt, but I lose every my cousins from the family. Would you be kind and let me go by myself? He looks at me, he said, is this your wish? Are you not afraid? I said, no, I'm not afraid because I know the place wonderful. I know the place how to get it, just I was a number of times. He said, okay, if this is your wish. So I said, good night, good luck to you. I hope your aunt is okay.
So you're a risk taker and a very good storyteller. And it seems that
I don't know how these things, I guess I will believe strongly in destiny. Believe that somehow I will survive, and for the less, everything is nothing planned ahead of a time. It's just on the spur of a moment. And my brother-in-law, and first maybe I could yet say a little bit longer with him, but he said to me, I would not be able to survive anymore if I see somebody be taking from my place. I wouldn't be able to live through this if I will see somebody else be taking from this place in front of me. Something like this style. And I want you, and I know that you will survive. This was the last word that I have from her. And I said to myself, he doesn't want me anymore because my sister is not here.
Is that what you believe today?
What?
Do you believe that today?
No, I don't believe today. Yeah. And you know what he told me? Please go, you will survive.
What was the real reason why he sent you away?
I think because he was so deep in sorrow. His heart was so crying. And somebody from a family resembled, and he couldn't take it anymore. Oh, I forgive him completely. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, not at all. I have no place to go. So I was wandering, I wandered a lot, and finally I go to the ghetto because I have no place anymore. So I was for a while in Janoska. This time, it's chaos already. Sometimes they put us on a pail, and sometimes we stay in this about 4 o'clock in the morning, and you're not supposed to move, you know. And they make some selection who will survive, who will be able to be sent to work, and who will be sent to death. One morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, they take us on the field and put us in a row and start to shoot. And I don't know what happened to me. Most probably I was fainted. When I woke up, whatever, was in trance for so many hours, it's already getting a little bit dark. And the people, what actually woke me up, the smell of the blood and the mourning of the people who were not killed yet completely, you know. And I wanted to get up and run, but I didn't have the strength. So, but I was pushing me away to get out from the place, so I started to crawl between the dead people. And finally I started to run, and you wouldn't believe how I was running. And I don't know how long I was there. I don't know how, but I think my memories, maybe because I was moving from so many different places all the time, so my memories of the time when I'm still involved are not very clear. Only it's like I'm losing myself between them. I'm still with my family, with my sister and my brother-in-law, and I remember his Gina is my brother-in-law's sister, who's a doctor too. People are going out in the morning, whatever, to do something, and they never come back. I'm completely alone in wilderness, some forest, whatever, because they took us quite away from the city. And one night I'm already so exhausted that I pray to God this should be my last night, but then I see a light from far and I walk towards the light. And I knocked at the door and I didn't say it. I only could say, my name is Nina, and then I fainted. I knew him only 3 weeks. He comes back and he said, I came to say goodbye because I'm drifted to the Russian army. I'm waiting, I'm going to as far as Berlin. And I heard that, I said, please take me with you, I want to go too. He said, I cannot take you, I was drafted, I cannot take you along with me. So I got angry, I said, look, I see Russian, and it's true, the Russian women in uniform working, why couldn't you do something? I can't, and anyway, he said, no. So I said, you know what, go wherever you have to go, I don't want even to say goodbye to you. So he said to me, if we've survived, I will find you. He was a whole year looking for me, and he found me.
How long was this man, who was not yet your husband, how long was he gone?
He was gone quite after the end of the war, till the Berlin gave up, till the Russian won. And then he came back.
And then it took a year after that to find him?
Yeah, about a year through, yeah, because right away I guess, I don't know, because you couldn't talk to him about that because he was so furious that never wanted to tell me how he found me.
So all through his life, until his death, he never told you anything?
No, he never told. And finally I gave up. I knew I wouldn't win him. We headed to Palestine, but I got very sick. And I got sick in Salzburg. First we are in Vienna, and then we went to Salzburg. I got very sick there. I had scarlet fever, I had meningitis. Almost the whole time that I'm sick. And the only lucky that I had my husband, because he was just doing unbelievable things just to save me. And he was bribing the doctors and the nurses, everything, whatever he could do, just they should take good care of me. But I lost him anyway, later.
What happened?
He died 17 years ago, colon cancer.
That still makes you so sad.
Oh gosh. I live with it for every single day. I had no family, he was everything. And he knew how to replace them in a certain way. It's very hard to say it that way, but even I couldn't, it seemed to me obvious that I couldn't live without my mother. And somehow I did. And now the second time, I couldn't live without my husband. We don't talk. We said we survive, we have a family, we do the best of it.
Were you sad during those years?
And my heart was always crying. I would sit with you, and they used to call him Pap Hope because he used to make joke from everything. And I would smile and laugh and everything, but my heart was always crying because I lost everybody.
Are you a fragile person?
Fragile in my emotions. I really don't know how to say. I'm sensitive, maybe. I don't think I'm fragile because if I could survive what happened with my family, and by the end, his death. So I think I'm strong.